that much at the Antichrist in the sense that I'm looking for Christ, and he comes first. And so if I can almost see the Antichrist, that means that Jesus is that much closer.
Right.
You know, I don't want to get fixated on who the Antichrist is. I really don't know, and I really don't care in the terms of being a Christian. You know, what makes it important in terms of Bible prophecy is it's like a clock, you know, where you can look at it and you get an idea how much later than you think is it. And looking at how close the Antichrist is gives us that kind of a sense. But I don't want people to listen and think, oh, this guy's not always looking for the Antichrist. You know.
Well, you know, and anything I've ever written about the Antichrist tends to get more readership in blogs than any of my other articles.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and I feel I've got some real cutting-edge stuff on Psalm 83. And of course, that gets a lot of attention and readership. But this whole topic on the Antichrist, again, like you say, I spend more time responding to blogs whenever I write about the Antichrist, that I pretty much don't write about him very much anymore.
Yeah.
That's not really where our focus should be at this point in time, in my estimation.
Well, he's going to come whether he comes or not. But, you know, you start guessing who he is. There's a whole group of people that I hear from regularly they've identified Javier Solana as the Antichrist because of Recommendation 666. And Recommendation 666 was the recommendation that made him Secretary General of both the Western European Union and the EU. But it's pretty thin, you know, and the thing is, all of these people that, you know, the people that are expounding on this and that are preaching this, they're gathering followers because it makes sense and people are following, people are listening to it, but you know, their focus is on who the Antichrist is. So when Javier Solana gets hit by a bus or quits or something, what happens to these people that are following this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the good news gospel does not come out from that origin at all. It's all about Jesus. And, of course, that's the nature of your book. You're talking about a final opportunity for prophecy to witness to people before Christ returns in judgment. So explain for a second why the importance of Bible prophecy in the end and how it's a witnessing tool, and why Christians should not be threatened by but thankful for Bible prophecy.
That's an excellent question. In the first place, Bible prophecy proves that our faith isn't in vain, that there is somebody right now that's still in control, still on the throne. His name is Jesus Christ. And the evidence is that, as he told us, behold, I've told you before that when it comes to pass, you might believe. We live in an age of miracles. We can duplicate pretty near every miracle of the Bible. You know, we can raise people that have been dead for a while. We can clone babies. We can cure blindness. We can give hearing back to the deaf. We can do all kinds of things. So in this generation, the miracles aren't quite that so impress previous generations. Don't seem as impressive. What we have is Bible prophecy, which other generations didn't have. Now we can imitate a lot of the miracles of the Bible, but we can't tell the future. No one can tell the future. We can't even guess at the future. You know, the future involves everybody being in exactly the right place at the right time throughout all history in order for it to come out right at the end. Like, one thing is to pick who's going to win the World Series 200 years from now, but it's another thing to line up in the order in which they got there. And that's what God does. He says, behold, I am God, there's none like me, telling the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I'll do all my pleasure. That's Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. And that sort of gives us the picture of how we can know that God is. And what the usefulness to us as a witnessing tool is the fact that we have a miracle that no man can duplicate. You know, we can demonstrate something that our God can do that can't be duplicated by anybody else. There is no other sacred writ that has prophecy in the sense that the Bible gives Bible prophecy, that it's 100% accurate 100% of the time. You know, it's the signature of God on His book, and it's the signature at the bottom of our salvation contract, saying that the one that signed it has the authority to do so.
Well, that's how I came to know the Lord was through Bible prophecy. I was attending a Chuck Missler study on the Book of Revelation, And I was overwhelmed by that very fact that God could tell the beginning from the end with 100% accuracy. And I often suggest to preachers and pastors that evangelism is important on the pulpit, but it should be coupled, in my estimation, in these days with the whole boatload of prophecy that's unveiling itself or about to unveil itself with eschatology. It's also a witnessing tool. Okay? And any final closing words?
As the days count down and we look at all these scary, frightening things, don't be afraid. God knows what He's doing. He knew what He was doing when He gave us the complete outline. This is a blueprint that He's following. He couldn't be following it if He wasn't in charge. So it looks scary to everybody else, but we have His promise that everything that He said He would do, He will do, and that